There is a gate within you, not made of stone or steel, but formed from thought, from silence, from awareness. And beyond this gate lies something profound, a kind of clarity, a strength few ever come close to, the ability to perceive reality, not as it's commonly filtered, but through the quiet lens of direct awareness. This gateway begins to open when one insight is embraced. The mind is not merely shaped by the world. It shapes how the world is experienced. Every limitation you've ever known, every belief that seemed like your own, every story echoing in the back of your mind, they are not truly you. They are learned patterns, habits, conditioning, and all of it can be rewritten. Those who do become profoundly empowered. This is not fiction. It is rooted in modern science and has been honored by sacred traditions across time. In today's journey, we'll walk a path once followed by sages, seekers, and scientists alike. We'll explore the inner workings of the human mind. And I'll share how you can begin reshaping the foundation of your reality. What we experience as life often acts like a mirror, not just passively reflecting our thoughts, but actively projecting the patterns wired into our neural pathways. The brain fires along familiar loops, habits, emotional triggers, and conditioned beliefs. Neuroscience has a name for this: neuroplasticity. The brain's remarkable ability to rewire itself through repeated experience and focused attention. In ancient Tibet, monks practiced holding a single thought for long periods, not for ceremony, but to develop deep inner control. A mental discipline meant to shape awareness from within. Today, modern research is beginning to explore similar patterns. How focused thought and intention can influence mood, perception, and behavior. What we concentrate on begins to shape how we feel. What we repeat becomes our mental default. This is why self-awareness matters so deeply. Because when left on autopilot, the mind mirrors the noise of the world around it. The modern mind is constantly reacting to headlines, messages, pings, and scrolling stimuli. Over time, it loses its center. But the mindful seeker, the one who begins to observe, learns to reclaim this inner mirror. They begin to choose what is reflected, not just receive what's projected. Many spiritual and psychological traditions suggest a powerful insight. The mind and consciousness are not the same. While the mind is an incredible tool, full of memory, logic, language, and emotion, it is often seen as a system running atop something deeper. Consciousness, some say, is the open field beneath that system. It witnesses the thoughts, observes the body, and exists beneath personal identity. The Desert Fathers of early Christianity spoke of nous, the eye of the soul, a silent inner clarity that remains steady even when the surface mind is busy or confused. In the Vedas, this is known as Atman, the witnessing presence. And in modern psychology, it parallels what's called the observer self. When we mistake our thoughts for who we are, it's easy to feel stuck. But when we learn to notice the mind's activity from a place of awareness, we begin to gently guide it. This is the essence of inner training, to relate to the mind from the stable space of awareness. You are not just the thoughts that arise. You are the one who can notice them, pause, and respond. Now we begin the deeper work. If your mind is shaped by repetition, then you hold the power to guide the pattern. Every time you dwell on stress, doubt, or regret, you strengthen pathways that keep you stuck. But when you begin to focus your thoughts, with clarity, with intention, with care, you activate new circuits of awareness. This is the essence of what the Stoics practiced. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily meditations, not for legacy, but to center his mind in clarity. In Shaolin traditions, monks would pair mantra with breath, using repetition as a tool to discipline awareness. Neuroscience supports this ancient wisdom. Just weeks of intentional mental focus can begin reshaping your internal responses. This is not about simply thinking positive. It's about intentional transformation, repeating what serves your highest path. Train your thoughts like an artist refines their craft. Don't leave your mind at the mercy of random input. Feed it with vision, purpose, and care. Because what you repeat becomes familiar, and what becomes familiar begins to shape who you are. Long before modern psychology had names for it, ancient initiates discovered something profound: that the mind is not merely built to survive. It is a vessel of creative force. In the Hermetic temples of Egypt, students would enter chambers of deep silence, not to escape the world, but to tune into it. There, they practiced something rare: directed inner vision. Not daydreams, but precise mental shaping of intention. The Hermetic axiom still echoes: as within, so without. Through breath and focused imagination, they began to align their inner world with their chosen path. A Shaolin master once said, "The body follows the breath. The breath follows the mind. The mind follows intention." These weren't just poetic teachings. They were early forms of inner mastery. Today, science is beginning to confirm this. Top athletes use mental rehearsal to trigger the same neural patterns as physical practice. MRI studies show that focused visualization, even in silence, can improve skills in measurable ways. So why dwell on outcomes you don't desire? Why speak limits into the space meant for possibility? You were born to become the guide of your own thoughts, not a passive passenger. The mind reflects what it's fed. So, feed it the vision of a higher world, and hold it close, daily, until your actions begin to echo that vision. Meditation. To many, it still sounds like a spiritual luxury, but research increasingly shows it's a cognitive discipline with real-world impact. Studies from institutions like Harvard, MIT, and the University of Wisconsin have revealed powerful findings. Just 8 weeks of consistent meditation has been shown to increase density in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain linked to decision-making, focus, and self-regulation. At the same time, meditation is associated with reduced activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center. This shift can support emotional clarity, calm, and resilience. In Tibetan monasteries, monks have demonstrated elevated gamma brainwave activity during meditation. Brainwaves tied to heightened awareness, insight, and emotional stability. Using EEGs, researchers observed this mental harmony and noted how deeply practiced states of mindfulness differ from the overstimulated norm. But this level of presence isn't reserved for monks. Anyone can begin. When you sit in silence, breathe with intention, and simply observe your breath flowing in and out, you're not wasting time. You're strengthening the architecture of your awareness. With each session, you're cultivating a mind more focused, more present, and more in tune with your own inner clarity. Now we arrive at a threshold. Both science and spirituality agree. When a person commits to a practice for 90 days, something meaningful begins to shift. Why? Because the brain starts building lasting neural patterns, and automatic, reactive habits start to dissolve. A study in the European Journal of Social Psychology suggests it takes around 66 days to form a sustainable habit. By day 90, the behavior often becomes second nature. But ancient teachings spoke of this threshold in symbolic terms. The yogis of the Nath tradition referred to it as the karmic cycle reset, a 90-day purification of mental patterns and energetic imprints. Gnostic traditions described a 3-month initiatory period, where surface identities softened and a deeper self-awareness emerged. In certain mystery schools, initiates were immersed in symbolic darkness, not as punishment, but as a rite of passage to evoke inner clarity. Now understand, when you train your mind daily with intention, without excuse, you begin activating deeper levels of focus, resilience, and self-command. And the version of you that rises from that operates with purpose, speaks with clarity, and cannot be stopped. Imagination is the birthplace of all creation. Before anything exists in the outer world, it begins as a vision in the mind. This is not just poetry. It echoes discoveries in physics and consciousness studies. Quantum theory suggests that observation can influence what is measured. A reminder, your perception actively shapes your experience of reality. When you expect the world to disappoint you, your mind filters out moments of grace. But when you expect opportunity, you start seeing doors that others overlook. And this is where belief becomes a powerful tool. Not blind belief, but conscious, trained belief. Leonardo da Vinci, who envisioned ideas far ahead of his time, didn't rely on intellect alone. He believed nature held profound intelligence and aligned his creativity with its patterns. Nikola Tesla is often quoted as saying, "My brain is only a receiver, In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. Whether literal or poetic, the message remains. To access that deeper field of inspiration, your mind must be steady, silent, receptive, and that begins with daily command. You have walked through the mirror. You've seen the mind not as a fixed identity, but as something you can shape. And now you must ask, who is shaping it now? Is it the noise of the world? The echoes of old voices? The patterns formed long ago? Or will it be you? Because when you learn to guide your mind with clarity, you unlock a momentum that no challenge can stop. Why? Because you're no longer just reacting to the world. You're creating your experience of it. Your mind becomes a force of clarity in a field of distraction, a lighthouse for your focus, a tool of precision in moments of noise. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for permission. Begin now. Breathe. Focus. Choose the thoughts you give life to. Release the ones that drain your power. Hold your vision. Repeat it daily. Let it echo through your entire being. This is not just affirmation. It's recalibration. You are more capable than you were ever taught. And now you remember. There are two kinds of journeys in this world. One led by unconscious patterns, and one guided by conscious intention, not through force, but through clarity, not through ego, but through presence. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below saying, I choose mental clarity. Let's see who's ready to walk this path with intention. Your mind is a space of transformation. Your breath, a sacred rhythm, and your life, a daily practice. When you master the mind, you move through the world with power. Not because you control it, but because you're no longer controlled by it.